You're not idle, weak, or broken. Yet, some mornings, despite your efforts, rising early, completing tasks, staying kind and emptiness lingers. Picture Anna, a 45-year-old teacher with a cozy home, supportive spouse, and bright kids. Each dawn, she sips coffee, but a sigh escapes. Work feels heavy, evenings hollow. One night, a sharp headache lands her in urgent care. The doctor says it's stress, not fatal. Sleepless, she wonders, what am I missing? The next morning, sunlight glows through her curtains, and she thinks, why haven't I felt this warmth before? The light was always there, she wasn't. Stoicism teaches not to chase fleeting joy, but to train your mind to embrace what's here, imperfections included. Start with daily gratitude, not fake positivity, but a practice to rewire your brain to see what counts. Without it, you focus on flaws, complain instead of act, ruminate instead of live. Research from leading institutions shows gratitude journaling boosts the prefrontal cortex, enhancing emotional regulation and decision-making, while calming the amygdala's anxiety triggers. It's neurological, not just mental. Keep a notebook by your bed. Before touching your phone, write 3 things you're grateful for: a warm blanket, steady breath, a kind text. 3 lines can shift your mindset, sometimes saving the day. Gratitude is a guide, centering you in chaos. It doesn't demand flawlessness but keeps you alive to life's imperfect gifts. With this focus, you're ready to face what many avoid, mortality not with dread, but with urgency to live now. That's the next habit. Begin by knowing you're still here. Your mind may ignore it, but a Stoic's heart never does. Habit 2. Reflect on your mortality. Think of someone who planned to travel at 70, but died at 42. I knew a chef, vibrant and driven, always saying, "I'll live fully later." Cancer took her before later came. Her memorial buried dreams not from lack of time, but from assuming it was endless. Maybe you delay too, skipping family time for emails, postponing that hobby for some day, scrolling instead of reflecting. Stoicism shatters this illusion, urging you to face death not to mourn, but to awaken. Memento mori, remember, you'll die cuts through distractions, focusing you on what matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life now. Let that guide your actions, words, thoughts." This ends procrastination. Knowing today could be your last stops living on autopilot. Studies like one from the University of Virginia show reflecting on death fosters purpose and empathy. Another from Purdue found it shifts focus to core values, away from shallow goals. Death, faced honestly, frees you. Take Lisa, a 50-year-old lawyer, waking empty despite success. At a mindfulness workshop, she pictured her final day. Who would I call? What's my legacy? Did I live true? Tears fell, not fear, but clarity. She'd been absent. She left her firm, started mentoring youth, and felt alive without needing praise. Practice memento mori. Each morning, close your eyes for 2 minutes. Imagine today's your last. Who needs your love? What fear can you drop? What task matters? At night, ask, if this were my end, would I be content? Measure time by moments, hugs, walks, deep talks. Time slips away. Facing death lightens you, freeing you from petty grudges or validation. Each moment becomes a treasure, not a given. Ask, if today were my last, would I be fulfilled? Are you stuck in empty cycles, or moving with intent? Face mortality to live deliberately. Start today, write a goal, hug someone, skip the trivial. Live as if death is near. If this stirs you, Stoicism is calling. Don't wait for a scare to awaken. Live urgently, with focus, not coldness, as if today's your last chance to be who you admire. Subscribe not for views, but for a life of purpose. Habit 3. Examine your thoughts. Ever felt trapped in a room with no walls, surrounded by life's rush? The cage isn't outside, it's one unexamined thought you've taken as truth. You're mind, unchecked, becomes a maze. We follow a cycle, think, believe, feel, act. But are your thoughts valid? Have you asked, where did this come from? Is it true? Must I trust it? Stoicism doesn't demonize emotions, but sees them as thoughts, shadows. Unquestioned thoughts harm. Examined, they empower. Zeno of City said well-being comes through small steps, but it's no small thing. Questioning thoughts is a vital step. Sarah, a 32-year-old manager, always excelled but felt inferior. A colleague's critique, "You could delegate better," sparked a spiral. "I'm a bad leader. They hate me. I'll fail." She missed her son's game, lost in unverified self-doubt. No one taught her thoughts aren't always allies. Cognitive diffusion studies show viewing thoughts as events, not facts, reduces anxiety. Sarah learned from Stoicism. She didn't have to believe every thought. She pauses, observes, chooses. That's freedom. You don't need to be a philosopher. Guard your mind. When I'm not enough hits, ask, who says this? What's the proof? Does it help or hurt? How long will I carry it? With thousands of daily thoughts, scrutinize those sparking strong emotions. They shape your path. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by renewing your mind." Sarah's therapy taught her to question thoughts, breaking their hold. You can, too. Be your mind's gatekeeper, not to be cold but conscious, choosing what stays. This leads to deeper questions. Why do I think this? Why am I so swayed? Answers come through reflection. The next Stoic habit, habit 4, engage in nightly reflection. Ever hit the pillow, unable to recall a meaningful moment? Not because your day was empty, but because you rushed through, half present. Many drift by work, screens, tasks collapsing drained, forgetting themselves. They don't know who they're becoming because they never stop to ask. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, wrote nightly, dialoguing with himself, not to judge but to learn. Seneca said, "When the light dims and my wife sleeps, I review my day, hiding nothing." What happens when you spend 10 minutes nightly with yourself? Journaling boosts self-awareness, cuts stress, and lifts satisfaction, per research. Your brain shifts to observation, key for changing habits. You don't just live, you see how you lived. Mark, a 40-year-old nurse, felt crushed by work and family demands. After snapping at his wife, he wrote, "I was impatient. I felt ignored. I wanted control." Patterns emerged, his anger tied to unspoken needs. A year later, he was calmer, in command, not by changing others but his perspective. Reflection turns mistakes into wisdom. Ask, did I live today with integrity? It's not heavy, it's a compass, showing where you are to navigate better. Before bed, dim lights. Silence your phone. Ask, what went well? What failed? What did I learn? Be honest. No excuses. You'll grow, not because life eased, but because you know yourself. Reflective people respond intentionally, choose wisely,